Darth, we have someone here called Bert.
Welcome, Bert. Do you accept God as your creator?
I do. I do. Yeah.
Are you a Christian?
No, I'm not a Christian.
What God do you believe in?
The God of Torah, the God of Judaism, the God of Israel.
Okay. Well, why do you believe in an imperfect God who cannot actualize love before creation?
Why do I believe in an imperfect God?
A Unitarian
Cannot
God
actualize.
is inherently imperfect. Can a Unitarian God actualize love before creation?
Wisdom before creation, yes.
That's not an answer to my question. Can a Unitarian God actualize love, which is essentially other-orientedness, before creation?
And how are you? Do you mind? I mean, I'm sincerely asking, how are you defining love? What does that
I
mean in
just
your
said it.
context?
Love is being other-oriented.
Other-oriented.
Does God possess the character quality and the actualization in his being of love before creation? Or does God need to create to actualize love?
I sincerely don't understand the question. Do you mind parsing it out?
Does your God possess the characteristic of love before creation?
I don't know.
No, the answer is no. Actually, you do know, because there's no one to love.
Oh, I see. Okay, fair. Okay.
Okay, so is your God perfect?
I don't know.
Oh, well, then if you don't know, what kind of God do you believe in?
It's a good question.
God is not perfect. How is he God?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that God is unknowable first and foremost.
But you know something about that God. You know that he's unknowable.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So
Yeah,
you do know something about your God, then, do you? Don't you?
Sure. So unknowable in totality.
If God is unknowable, okay. If God is unknowable, then why are you talking about God if he cannot be known?
Oh, because I find your line of logic interesting, and I want to learn more about your perspective.
No, but that's good. I appreciate that. But if God is unknowable, then there's no God to speak of.
Oh, that's interesting. So I would say that the wisdom of the universe. I would say that experience.
The wisdom of the universe. What is that?
That's good. So the Torah teaches that wisdom was the first of God's creations, and that through wisdom the universe.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You just told me that God's unknowable.
Yeah, well, we have. That's good. We have this.
Is God unknowable?
Yes, God is unknowable.
Good. Then there's no God to speak of.
You said it, not me.
No, you said it. You said God is unknowable.
We cannot fully understand God. God is unknowable.
Oh, okay. Well, sir,
the word
now
is
you're
ineffable.
changing your tune. Listen to me. There's a difference between God can be known.
That's right. So we use metaphor.
Listen, sir. There's a difference between saying God cannot be known in an unqualified statement versus God cannot be exhaustively known.
Yeah, we can know things that God isn't. That's what we can do. We can say God is not.
But you see, you're contradicting yourself, because earlier you made an unqualified statement. God cannot be known.
Yeah, okay. God is ineffable. That's correct. Yeah.
No, when you say ineffable, do you mean that God cannot be known exhaustively, or God cannot be known at all?
Exactly, inexhaustibly. Exactly. I think we're splitting hairs semantically.
Then you shouldn't say God cannot be known.
Great. Well, I'm using pedestrian language to describe ineffable.
You need to more articulately represent yourself. So God can be known to an extent that God can be known by God's purposes. But to make the statement God cannot be known without qualification is foolish. Because then there's no God to speak of.
That's fine. That's fine. I think we're splitting hairs.
Now I'm not splitting hairs. I'm showing you where your statements are incorrect.
Right, Bert. Real quick, Darth can only respond to the words you use.
That's fine. That's fine. Clarifying questions are good.
if a woman says all men are bastards, and somebody says, well, what about your husband? Say, oh, not him. But you just said all men are bastards. If you're going to make an unrestricted statement, then don't be surprised when we hold you accountable for making unqualified
Sure, that's fine.
statement.
Yeah, that's why I said clarifying questions are good.
Here's the problem. If either you're going to accept that God is and that he's revealed himself and that he can and does reveal himself and he's a perfect God and we're within the midst of the plan of a perfect God. You either accept that or you don't.
I don't think
you are in the plan of a perfect God.
Why do I have to be in a plan of a perfect God? Why does that?
Because if God's then perfect, then God can fail to execute what he intends to bring about, or what he intends to bring about may not be the best thing.
Why is that? Why is that so unfathomable?
The issue is not that it's unfathomable. It will destroy reason, truth, intelligibility, and any stipulation of actuality.
And why is that?
Because you're dealing with an imperfect God. And if he's imperfect in one way, he could be imperfect in other ways. And you'll be in a world that is dictated by an imperfect God. And if he's imperfect, you never know whether he's telling you the truth. You don't know whether he is trying to tell the truth, but he can't accomplish that, or that what he intends to facilitate can and will come to pass. So what I'm saying to you is, if you accept, either you're going to accept that God is and that he's revealed himself and he's perfect, or not.
Yeah, I think you actually did a really nice job of articulating a lot of the concern. Is that I think that a lot of what you are describing is not knowable, whether or not God is.
Do you accept that God is perfect?
No, I don't know that.
Okay, well, game over then. You're now.
How could I know? How could I know that? How could I know that?
How could you know that?
How could I claim to know such a thing?
You could know it by God condescending to us and communicating to us through revelatory actions what his attributes are, including that he's perfect.
Where do you see that God is perfect in these revelations?
God has revealed himself to be perfect indirectly through creation, and he's also revealed himself to be perfect through the prophets in the Old and New Testament.
Great. So I guess what I'm asking is, how do you, where do you see the word perfect? That is, when we
read, do you only accept the Torah and not the Tanakh?
The Tanakh, yeah, but not the Christian Bible.
Okay, I understand it. Well, God conveys all throughout the Bible that he is without flaw. It reveals that he's.
Would you mind elucidating an example?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't cite a verse for you, but all it would take me was a quick Google search where God reveals that he's without flaw, that he's perfect.
Yeah,
the point is this. Well, I'm trying to explain to you is this. You're not aware of how God represents himself in the Tanakh. You're not aware that he presents himself as being. Are you not aware? You're not aware from Genesis to Malachi how God represents himself as being without flaw.
I wouldn't argue that. I think that it's much more complicated.
Sir, you know what? You're a little devious little bugger with your responses. I said, are you not aware about how God reveals himself and his character qualities in the Tanakh? You're not aware of that?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you're saying the 13 attributes, something like that. God is merciful, God is slow to anger.
He is flawed in any respect in the Tanakh.
Oh, God doesn't proclaim flaw, but I would say that if God is the creator of all things, that means that God is also the creator of flaw as well, right?
Where did you get that from?
Well, it says Yotzer Or V'Rei Choshech Oseh Shalom V'Rei Hara, that Isaiah says that God creates light and darkness, that God creates peace and evil.
Okay,
so God, and I am the creator of all these things.
The Hebrew word for evil. What's the Hebrew word for evil there?
Ra, Resh, Ayin.
Yeah, and what that refers to is calamity. Now,
it means
it's not
evil.
referring. It's not referring to moral evil.
Great. So what's interesting
Is
is
that
it is this.
passage referring to moral evil?
It is. Yeah, of course it is.
No, it
It's
is.
referring to
It
all.
is not.
It's referring to
it's
all.
not.
It,
So
No, it's
wait a
when it
second.
says, notice see, this is why you're a devious little liar. Okay,
I'm
because
not. I'm not
yeah,
lying
you
to you.
are, and
The
I'll tell
word,
you
You're
the
why.
lying.
word,
Because
the
I'll
word
tell you why.
bara.
I'll tell you why. Because when he's contrasting light and
The
darkness, what he's giving is our
yeah,
contradistinctions. Okay.
exactly.
Now
It's parallel structure. Yeah.
he says peace and Ra. Okay,
Mhm.
and that is referring to non-peace or calamity, not moral evil.
There is no distinction in the text
Oh, okay.
between
Stop right
moral
there.
evil.
Stop
So,
it.
are you
Yeah, go
telling
for
me?
it.
Are you telling me that your God Himself actively inculcates and promotes and institutes evil?
Yes, of course.
Oh, okay. You're screwed then. It's game. It's game over. It's
Of
so
course.
your God.
Is God not the creator of all things?
He believes
Listen.
he's the
Okay,
creator of
you
evil,
know what,
Darth?
dude?
Wow.
You know what, dude?
Is
Are
is
you a Jew?
yes, of course. I'm a
Okay.
rabbi.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Yeah.
am a
And you know what? You're a fake and a phony and a fraud.
that's
You're probably an atheist.
I am
Yes.
not. I am not an
Okay. Well,
atheist.
here's
Be
the
a Jew,
problem
Darth.
then.
He's
What
an
is it?
atheist, Darth, right?
Then you're really screwed up, and I'm going to tell you why. Okay.
Wha- How
Because
can you not
now you
accept
have.
God as the
Hold on a
creator of all
second,
things? Do you not accept God as the creator of all
My
things?
patience is running out with you.
Darth, Bert, yeah.
Okay, my patience is running out with you. I'm going to tell you why your position is totally incoherent. Because what you're saying is 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 God the objective standard for all propositions?
Is God the objective standard for all
Yeah.
propositions?
Is God the ground of all being?
Yeah, I mean, yes, because God is existence.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So so does the God throughout the Bible indicate that He is supremely good?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So your God
Yeah.
contradicts Himself?
Yeah. I don't think there's a contradiction. God is supremely
No.
good
There is a
and the creator.
contradiction.
What's the contradiction? God is the
What
creator
does
of all things.
evil? Hey,
Evil
dude.
exists.
You know what?
Peace
Do you hear
exists.
the
Good exists.
frustration in
Bad
my
exists.
voice, dude? Evil. Okay. What is evil?
It's a good question. Also,
You don't have an
um,
answer to that question?
it's a good question.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, how do you not immediately have an answer to that?
No,
He's a
what
fake Darth, yeah.
what we're dealing with, and I've run across people like this. These are professing Jews or Christians, and even sometimes professing Muslims. They're actually atheists trying to have some type of street cred by identifying with their upbringing in Judaism or in Christianity. I've never talked to a God-believing, God-fearing Jew, if you will, that talks like this.
I don't put up with people being persistently evasive and deceptive with me. People can disagree with me, but when you flatly contradict yourself multiple times and you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar and then you say, well, my hand's not in the cookie jar, then there's no point in me conversing with you any further.